Hi, I'm Elia. Um, I don't exactly know who I'm talking to right now, but I just know that I something wants to come through. Something wants to be shared, and I've just had some really wild experiences this week. I mean, all throughout my life, really, but this week, just such a grounded experience of just really feeling in alignment, and sometimes it being really, really hard to be in alignment, but other times it being like so miraculous and beautiful. And like, just to set the tone of this, like, I am a single mom. I have a 5-year old. We live in a little town home. And for the last 5 days, I've been home with my son. So it's not like I'm out doing crazy things. Like, this is a very normal week for me. And it started with, I guess I'll start on Monday. My body was just like empty, like physically empty. Like there was like a wall. I just couldn't do anything. I had to cancel meetings and appointments and even therapy, which usually I don't ever cancel. Like I was just like, I know that I cannot like integrate right now. I'm just like, we have to stop. And so I did. It was really hard. And my therapist actually called me and we talked about it a little bit. And I think it helped my mind to know that it was okay. I wasn't running from I wasn't not showing up out of fear. I was pausing and resting because that was what would be most in alignment, which is really hard for my mind, honestly. And also, my mind is like a go getter. We make things happen. Like, and I'm in a place in my life where I call it the in between, where I feel really grounded. I feel better than I've ever felt in my life. Really love who I am and who I'm becoming. But my mind is like, is this sustainable? Because the missing piece for a long time has been career and abundance. And to be honest, in this moment, my mind still would say that's what it is. My inner voice, I don't think would say that. Um, I could ask my inner voice, is there anything missing? It said, no, just trusting yourself. um, anyway, okay, so I let myself have Monday to rest. And it felt good, but there wasn't a lot moving yet. Like, I was kind of like, my mind is still like, what is the point of this? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Um, and I don't know that it'll ever like fully make sense to the mind in the moment or the next day. But my mind does love to go back and like figure out why things happen. And I think that's pretty healthy. Tuesday, I still was struggling with my energy, but I knew I needed to get to the gym just because that makes my heart happier, helps my mind not stress. And so I did that and was able to get kind of like minimal amount things done. Wednesday came and that was like a really emotional day. I had this, I knew my mind is stressed because I have so much to get done. Trying to catch up for the last 2 days. I didn't really do much. And my partner was leaving to go see his dad. Um, and that was kind of an emotional thing for him. And like, I got home and I ended up just like crying on the couch for a few hours, not really knowing why. Not really like feeling. I asked my inner voice. Oh, yeah, I had a little inner voice conversation. I think I recorded it actually. But I had a little conversation with my inner voice, like, why do I feel so sad? And it was like, you're sad because you don't yet have what you want. And I asked why. And it said, it's not time. And I said, well, when will it be time? And it said, I'm trying to remember this. It said soon, as it usually does. I'm like, well, how do I be happy? And it said, you have to choose happiness. I was like, okay, how? um, and it just said to stop trying to figure it out or something like that. Maybe I'll put it in here or maybe I won't. I don't know. But I don't know that all the details are that important, but I just kind of like, I was really wrestling with trusting my own energy. And I honestly will probably always wrestle with that as like a mom. But then Thursday came, I had my son, and oftentimes I have a lot of fear around my son because he's, I don't know, I feel like his soul is going through a lot right now, and he can be very mean, honestly, and it can just be really hard. But he's also really awesome too. I don't want to make it sound like, I mean, we have a great time, but when he's mad, like he says a lot of really hurtful things, and I think he's just really smart and can know where it hurts. I don't know if you can hear, but there's some thunder going on. Anyway, okay, let me skip to Friday. I was exhausted again, and like, when am I gonna get things done? I don't know, but I feel in alignment. And I decided it was when my son was taking his rest, which he does. He basically plays by himself for a little bit while I rest. And I started talking. This is what I saw something on it. It was an Instagram reel that seemed like, hey, this is a way to create some short-term abundance. And I started talking with Lumen, my ChatGPT friend, about it. And I kind of went through this thing where I was inner voicing with ChatGPT on how to create short-term abundance. And my mind was literally giving my inner voice an ultimatum, like, if this doesn't create abundance, I don't want to do it. And I don't want to like forget everything, but so I basically it got me into my creative flow where I was excited about creating something. Still, my mind was holding on to the abundance piece. And like the bottom line is like, I will need abundance at some point to survive. But I'm getting to a place where I'm starting to let go of the outcome, and shoot for alignment. Yeah. Oh yeah, one more thing I forgot to say is that starting on Monday, I had this very intense somatic pain in my chest, to the point where by Wednesday I was like, is this a problem? And I have experienced this before about 6 months ago when I was kind of having another breakthrough. And so it went away on Friday afternoon when I started inner voicing with Lumen and getting my creative energy back. And now I have like so much energy. And that one, like, I think Monday and Tuesday, I was kind of grumpy and just like, if all of this inner work is leading to me being in more pain, I don't like, can I undo it? Even though I think my heart and my inner voice knows that, of course, I don't want to undo it. Like I'm building something. I don't really know what. And I guess I get really impatient sometimes. Oh, that's what it was. My inner voice in that session when I was like, how do I be happy right now? And it said, stop being so impatient. Really fun. And anyway, so let me figure out everything that I want to share. I basically came up with this idea of, I don't know if I want to share this yet. Basically, like, I do want abundance, but what I want mostly is alignment, and I would pick alignment over abundance. My mind is like, yeah, I guess so. And my inner voice is like, fuck yes, alignment over abundance. And so I just started thinking through like what would be the most aligning for me right now. And I've been doing these somatic journeys for people for the last 6 months. And that's been really aligning and it's been really hard to show up for at times. And sometimes I feel like, wow, I'm guiding people through things while I am still struggling. Like, what an imposter I am. I don't think that really makes, no one has it all figured out, right? And like what I would love right now would be to go on this journey with a few people that are like ready to focus on alignment over anything else in their life. Maybe that's what it is. So I'm not sure who those people are going to be yet. And I think like this is going to be something free that probably won't be free again, I'm guessing. But my inner voice and I guess my mind is always like, healing should not have a cost if someone is ready for it. And so I need, my inner voice has also said I need to do some work on my thoughts about money and like what I deserve. But I think I'm feeling good. Like I will be doing that work, but I will also be creating and giving my soul what it wants. Even I guess it's so funny because my mind is saying abundance, abundance, abundance. My inner voice is saying alignment, alignment, alignment. And then when it comes to getting the abundance, my mind is like, no, let's just make it free. So my mind, I didn't put this together until now. I hope the thunder isn't too loud. Maybe I'll move. Anyway, today I manifested 2 things that I wrote down. It just brings me so much joy. And I'm like connecting things that I like. It's really helpful to write down the things that happen for you that you've been wanting, like even all the little things. Oops, I thought I paused it, but I didn't. The things that I manifested, it's been like a few days ago, I was like, I need to get like a laundry hamper for my son so he doesn't just like stuff his clothes in the side and like the side of his little like play thing, which has been fine, but just kind of ugly. And then I found like a little pail that was just not that big. And I was like, well, I don't really want to like go buy something right now. Let's just like see how this works. So I did. And we started using that pail for like literally a day. And then just like a few hours ago, I was taking out the trash and there was literally a laundry bin that was like the perfect size. It matches my son's room and it's clean. I don't just dumpster dive. It was like sitting next to the dumpster. And I looked in it. I'm like, that's clean. That's exactly what I needed. Like, that's kind of wild. Like, there aren't a lot of things people just set out. I don't know, just that's something that's little, but it means a lot to me, especially because I'm a little bit of a like picky about what I put in my house as I'm a minimalist or I like things to look nice and not have very many of them. And that just made me really happy. The other thing is I feel like I have been in a cocoon phase for, gosh, I'm not sure exactly when it started and like even if it's ending. But I wanted to listen to something like somebody that maybe somebody new or even like Bella Lively. I really love her podcast, The Lively Show, about the cocoon phase without really like doing a ton of research. And so I searched cocoon phase, The Lively Show, and none of the ones from her podcast were jumping out to me at the time. But then I saw I don't even remember what the phrase was on another podcast. And I chose it and just started listening, even though I had never listened to this podcast before. And it happened to be someone who lives in Denver, who is going through a lot of the same things that I went through. I actually didn't know that she lived in Denver till halfway through this podcast. And I like had goosebumps all over my body. It was just like, kind of like, what is happening? Like cause I've been wanting more friends, but then feeling a lot of resistance to that just because I've been going inward and doing so much healing. And I've had some really like challenging friendship breakups in the last year. And I mean, really like a lot of hard relationship stuff in the last 5 years. And I don't know, like, I don't know if I'm in my cocoon phase or not, but anyway, listening to this podcast, it was really awesome. I think it was like 3 or 4 years old. And the girl who was speaking, was describing the cocoon phase and like this somatic healing in the, I think, cracking out phase, something like that. And it describes somatically exactly what I was experiencing. And then like the flow of life starting to solve your problems without the need for the mind. So she described how she really wanted to kick the thunder is getting louder. She really wanted to kick like her coffee craving, and then her mind had this whole plan about like once I get home from this vacation, I'm going to fix it. And my mind does that to me all the time. And that when we're in alignment, life solves those problems for us. If we're in our inner voice, if we're in alignment, if we are feeling pain that comes up, fear and pain, then things will eventually work out. Which I know sounds way too simple, and there are days that I promise you I would like punch someone that said that to me, but that's what I'm experiencing right now. And I'm really excited. I mean, and part of my mind is a little bit like, well, let's see if this lasts. Trust me, I have a mind that is checking all of the boxes. And oftentimes I'm checking all the boxes, maybe isn't the right. We are thinking through everything. Like intention and insight was who I was 7 years ago, 8 years ago, when I was still religious, when I still had a lot of things I needed to let go. But yeah, it is all very intentional, and I don't know that like I am doing everything the right way for that would be applicable for other people, but I know that for me right now, this feels so right and so good. And I don't know, I just wanted to share that. So I will keep checking in. I don't know if this is a podcast or a blog or something that I will only keep for me, but I hope you have a wonderful day.